moving forward. We're moving forward. The reason why I call you because I didn't want to speculate on that communication. So I call Honorable Thomas Romeo Quia, and he is speaking, but he just needed to be as clear as possible so we can move forward. Whom are you?
So because parents have not seen the communication that invited Speaker Cooper. I have not seen it. I had no idea at some point in time that he was to go to Ghana. He was invited. I didn't see that communication, so I can't speak to its authenticity. But I did saw a communication from the speaker of the Ghanaian Parliament inviting Richard Cohen and others. I did see that, so I'm speaking to what I saw. I guess what I didn't see.
But in that communication, the Ghanaian Parliament Speaker is referring to Richard Cohen as the Right Honorable Speaker. Do you agree with the Ghanaian Parliament Speaker that Richard Cohen is your Speaker?
I was not part of the decision that generated that invitation.
So who is the Speaker?
So get me right. I just said that then I didn't have the occasion of seeing and Speaker Kofa and invitation. I did see the one that came from the Ghanaian speaker inviting Moko as Speaker of the Liberian government to attend the inauguration of the new president.
Who do you recognize as Speaker of the House of Representatives?
I recognize whosoever the president of this country recognized as the Speaker.
Who is the person?
Whosoever, you may be aware of the person.
I'm not there. I'm not in the house.
So, whosoever the government recognized as the Speaker, I'm there to do my work, and I still remain firm with the issue of the rule of law. Despite I'm there to work along with whosoever I'm working with. But remember, President will live on.
Do you still recognize Funanti Kofa as Speaker of the House of Representatives?
If Funanti Kofa was the Speaker of the House of Representatives, then he should have been in conformity with the President of the Republic of Liberia. But he's not there.
So if in your words, he is not in conformity, who do you recognize as the Speaker?
The one who the President recognized.
Who is he?
Clarence.
You know all your colleagues by names more. I mean, why are you not bold?
I have called his name over and over again.
The people of District 3, I think they know you to be a bold guy.
Yeah, but they listen to me calling the name. Why do you want me to drag the name over and over again?
Can you please call? Let me hear it.
Who is the Speaker, the present Speaker with the 43 member of the House?
You tell
Richard
us.
Cohen.
Okay.
Richard Cohen is the Speaker now. Okay. Whether we like it or leave it, Richard Cohen is the Speaker. That's the one the President accepts.
Who do you recognize as Speaker of the House of Representatives?
I recognize whosoever the President of this country recognized as the Speaker.
Who is the person?
Whosoever, you may be aware of the person.
I'm not there. I'm not in the house.
Whosoever the government recognized as the Speaker, I'm there to do my work, and I still remain firm with the issue of the rule of law. Despite I'm there to work along with whosoever I'm working with.
Nashindwa na mani sina wewe, ingekuwa malaika.
Well, folks, a pleasant good morning. Welcome to the OK Morning Rush, the weekend's edition, right here on OKFM 99.5. We broadcast from our main studios here on Lynch Street in Central Monrovia. So wherever you are this morning joining us, I'd love to say good morning and welcome to this broadcast. And if you are driving this morning, drive safely. And yes, like I said the other day, if you are a commercial driver, put the radio on, and on OKFM and give the people the opportunity because they are not at home. So they want to get information, they need education, public education, very important. So yes, put the radio on and allow the people to listen to information. Pleasant good morning. Welcome to all of you who are joining the broadcast, whether by your radio or you are following us on OKFM TV Live on Facebook or on YouTube. It's 17 minutes past 7 o'clock. And today is the third day of the fourth month, the year 2026. Of course, we are in April. To all of you who will be celebrating, birthday in this April, I just love to wish all of you well this morning. Happy pre-birthday to all the April people, including Linda Moore. Yes, and the rest of the folks I know celebrating April. Good morning. Have a wonderful month. So coming up shortly, we'll bring you our commercials as usual. Doing business to make money. We will also bring you regional updates, latest news from the region. We'll go online to recognize all of you who are following us this morning. We have the fact check segment. We'll bring it on. And after that, we'll talk about some, pertinent issues in the country and all of that. We may read out the press statement read by the Inspector General of Police, reading out the charges against Samuel Jackson, just for the public to know exactly what was in the police press statement. We'll read that this morning. We are making efforts. To speak to folks from the Civil Service Agency. Late yesterday, they released a press statement issuing 2 directives. I think it has to do with human resource activities and all of that. If we have them, we will read a press statement and then we will speak with. We are trying very hard to speak with the head of CSA's communications, Joseph Swain. I'm trying to get him this morning. We hope to speak with him. We'll read that statement and then they will explain to us better. When that statement was issued, we saw, some other reactions also from members of the public say, every day the CSA just confusing people with different, memo, different directives, different statements and all of that. So I found it very important to see if we can have authorities from the CSA to clearly explain those 2 directives that they issued to the public for their clearer understanding. So we're hoping that Joseph Swain will pick our calls this morning around 8 to talk about that. To talk about that. And like we said, we will also, talk about other issues up to 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, we've invited the national chairman of the ANC Youth Wing. The thing can confuse me. Some that Youth League, Youth Congress, Youth Wing. I don't know whether the ANC is Youth Wing or Youth Congress. So we will invite, or we have invited the chairman. Recently, they issued a very strong statement in reaction to President Boakai's nomination of Mr. Jonathan Wieder as chairperson of the National Elections Commission and other national issues we will talk about. So, Aliu Kadi, who is the national chairman of the ANC Youth, will be with us this morning on the OK Morning Rush from 9. Okay, I think it's the Alternative National Congress, National Youth Congress. Yes, I think it's the National Youth Congress. So we'll have the chairman here with us this morning at 9. Yes, let's talk other things. This is our country. We give everybody the voice, to air their opinion on national issues. So Aliu Kiadi will be our guest from 9 to 10 this morning. So yes, this is what the show looks like this morning. We're really hoping that we'll be able to get to Joseph Swain or any authority at the Civil Service Agency to explain the new directives that they issued on yesterday, so that people who are in human resource in government and those in, especially they mentioned something around SOEs, the state-owned enterprises, so that they will understand better. Maybe sometimes just from reading the statement and stuff, you could still have some doubts. So it will have the crafters of the statement to explain exactly what they are saying. It will be better. The name is Marka Davis, the son of the late Baptist deacon. Good morning. Welcome to the show. Let's take this break now and bring you the commercials here on the OK Morning Rush. These are the commercials.
You want flex or your banking? No stress, steady online.
Check out, mommy. Are we running LLA so?
Mami, Aledo, I'm going to join a bank line nah, before the place get back.
Bank line? Hey, check out, you really wasting time in the player. You not hear about the Bloomberg digital app yet?
Bloomberg app? You sure that thing really working?
My man, what are you talking so? The thing working. On that app, you know what you can do?
No.
You making phone, my man. So you just press small. You tap small. You can send money right away. You pay your bill. You check your balance. You can even borrow small money right on your telephone.
You mean all that thing can really happen inside the one phone?
Yeah, so it working everywhere in Liberia with HNC banking and even all around Africa. You can even use your own currency. And you know what they call currency? You can use it in your own Liberian dollar.
Then I'm inside for good. From today, call me Papa Bloomberg Ticketor.
My people, you all go to the Google Play Store and the Apple Store. We download the Bloomberg app so our life can be easy. My people, we ready to bloom. Bloomberg Africa, make it happen.
You want flex or your banking?
I say, my people, First National Savings and Loans Liberia not do it again. Oh, I say, my people, y'all listen. First National Savings and Loan Liberia not do it again. Oh,
but when I compu, why you shouting all around the place like you not found bank manager well so?
Namo, even if I found bank manager well, I would be very happy.
Like how now?
Because all the things that the First National Savings and Loans Liberia doing, it will really take away our stress. Oh.
In what way it will take away your stress?
Look, Namo, if you're looking for a good place to save your money you suffer for, or you want your money to receive good interest over a period of time, then go to the First National Savings and Loans Liberia. At First National Savings and Loans Liberia, you can open savings account, current account, church savings, Susu savings, and mobile banking. You will get account SMS alerts right away, meaning as soon as you save the money, you will get a message in your phone right away that you not save the money.
So Goku, the way you not do all the fancy then so what should do now if I want to open my own account?
Nambo, when it comes to opening a saving account for church, school, and organization, you can call them and they can open the account for you right to your own house, school, church, or organization. If you want to pay your children's school fees, you can also do it when you call them too. Try to join them to make things easy for yourself.
I already missing good thing you.
Also, First National Savings and Loans Liberia can offer you different ways to do what the poor people call fixed deposit, or to keep your money starting from 13% per annual, meaning per year, for Liberian dollars deposit, and 10.25% per annual, meaning also per year, for United States dollars deposit, for what the poor people call fixed deposit. First National Savings and Loans Liberia. We are located on 10th Street, Sinker. Better still, you can call us on 0779 206 231 or 0886 027 466, and we will come to you. First National Savings and Loan Liberia is a microfinance deposit taking institution. At First National Savings and Loans Liberia, we put you and your business first.
Looking for the best in tiles, face basin, bathroom and kitchen accessories, and camos? J-Rack Incorporated has got you covered. We are located on 16th Street in Cinco, Monrovia, and a branch in Caldwell, right by Cape of Funeral Parlor. Jacuzzi top for 8 to 12 persons, all from Twyford and Francia brand. Quality, you can tell. Paints of all kinds, freezers, big and small, electronics and more. We have it all. Call J-Rack Incorporated today. 0886 628 218 0770 628 128. Don't delay. We are just a call away. J-Rack Incorporated. Your home, our passion.
Sandra, where are you going?
To the next water and sewer office to pay my bills.
But you live not too far from Pinsville City Hall.
Yes, but water and sewer got no office in that area.
Oh, so you don't hear the news yet?
What news?
The Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation has a new cashier center at the Pinsville City Hall, where all LWSC bills can be paid daily, Monday to Friday, from 8 in the morning to 5 p.m.
What? So you won't tell me I've been wasting time on this road waiting for back when I could just walk to the Pinsville City Hall to pay my water bills?
Enjoy improved, efficient, and convenient financial services at the new LWSC Cashier Center, recently opened at the Pinsville City Hall for our value customers, mainly people living in the vicinity. For more information, call 0777 464 171, 0886 616 767, 0886 617 200, or our orange call free number 5972.
Tired of waiting forever for a car? Need a ride that's fast, safe, and reliable? Say hello to NASA Ride, the smarter way to move around Monrovia. With NASA Ride, you are just one tap away from comfort. If it's work, school, or a night out with friends, go for NASA Ride. Our drivers are trusted, our fares are fair, and your safety comes first. NASA Ride makes my life easier. No stress, no hustle, just ride and relax. Car rental, pick and drop, airport transfer, luxury ride, 24/7 services, daily and hourly rental. NASA Ride, located 3rd Street in Cinco, adjacent Telecel Liberia. Call 0773 882 264 or 0887 221 196. Download NASA Ride app on Google Play Store or Apple Store. Book in seconds and enjoy the ride you deserve. Remember, wherever you are going, NASA Ride takes you there. NASA Ride, your city, your ride. NASA Ride, fast, reliable, and safe. Are you seeking financial empowerment, dreaming of building your future? Then your solution is Bokonjide Group of Companies. Bokonjide, your trusted partner in microfinance, construction, and general services. We provide microfinance for many institutions like House of Representatives, the Liberian Senate, National Port Authority, Governance Commission, LRA, Gender Ministry, Corporate Development Authority, GAC, and Other Lines Ministry and Agency, with a percentage range from 15% to 20%. At Bogongide, we understand your aspiration, your goals, and your dreams. That's why we offer tailored microfinance solutions designed to uplift individuals and communities alike. Whether you are an entrepreneur with a vision or a family aiming for a better tomorrow, our microfinance services pave the way to financial independence. But that's not all. Bokongida Group of Companies doesn't just stop at microfinance. Our expert construction team brings your architecture dreams to life. From residential to commercial projects, we craft spaces that inspire, innovate, and endure. And when it comes to general services, Bokongide is your one-stop destination. From facility management to logistics, we ensure seamless operation every step of the way. With our apartment rental and furnished apartment for long and short-term stay, you will enjoy the luxury of comfort. Join the thousands who have entrusted their dreams to Bokongide. Experience unmatched professionalism, dedication, and integrity. With Bokongide Group of Companies, your success is not just a goal, it's our mission. Visit our Capitol Building office or find us in the Royal Garden Plaza on Crown Hill Broad Street, or call today 0770-520-958 or 0777-017-603 or 0886-622-599 or email Bokongide Group of Companies at gmail.com. Bokongide Group of Companies, microfinance, construction, general services, your partner in progress. New day, do something.
We are brave. We are passionate.
Hey, Tanu, I need cash and there is no ATM around here.
Really? Did you try the EcoBank POS?
POS? I said I need cash. What is it about POS?
Judy, you can get your cash through the POS. All you need to do is to visit any EcoBank Express point or petrol trade gas station and request to use the POS. Guess what? It can also take other bank cards.
Oh, widow. You mean cards from banks overseas too?
Yes, it should just be your Visa card.
Wow, great. So when there is no ATM around me, I will just use the POS to get my money fast. EcoBank has made it too easy, man. EcoBank and innovation that real 5 and 6 so.
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
We are brave.
Well, welcome back. This is the OK Morning Rush on OK FM 99.5. The name is Marka Davis. We have the fact check report here as well. But let's look in the region and see what are the latest news coming from the region. So, yes, let's do this. We'll come back. We'll bring you the fact check segment on this program. Today's the weekend edition of the OK Morning Rush. And this story, there's 16 Kenyans are missing in Russia after joining the country's army. Kenya's foreign affairs minister has said, while 47 others have returned home from the front lines in Ukraine. 38 others are currently in different Russian hospitals under restricted access. Musalia Modavaidi told a Senate committee meeting. He added that the number of missing Kenyans had risen from 10 to 16 within the last 24 hours. It remains unclear whether they are dead or alive. The minister also estimated that 165 Kenyans are actively involved in military operations, bringing the total number who have participated in the conflict in Ukraine to more than 250. The minister said the total number could be higher. He added that 2 Kenyans are being held by Ukraine as prisoners of war. They said the recruits had signed contracts to serve either as logistics officers or in combat roles. Contrary to prevailing reports, the majority of Kenyans enlisted with full knowledge and willingly, he told the committee of lawmakers. He said that promises of lucrative compensation ranging from 11,500 to 23,000 upon joining, plus a monthly salary of up to $2,700, as well as the possibility of citizenship and a hefty gratuity upon contract completion were a major motivation. Some agencies based in Kenya, Russia, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates are behind the establishment or enlistment, according to the minister. Kenya has opened an investigation into the illegal recruitment of its nationals to fight in the war in Ukraine. This is what it is. I remember when this whole thing started, people were like, oh, there were recruitment going on in some part of Africa, but people were, arguing it. Yeah, people were arguing it. And in Uganda, 4 children aged about 2 and 3 years old have been brutally stabbed and killed at a nursery school in the Ugandan capital, Kampala, police said. The 3 boys and a girl were killed instantly, said a police spokesperson, who added that the suspect had used more than one knife during the morning attack. A 39-year-old man has been detained and is being questioned as investigations continue to establish his motive, background, and any other relevant circumstances surrounding these heinous crimes, according to a Uganda police force statement on X, formerly Twitter. Angry parents had tried to lynch him before he was detained. News agency AFP quotes police spokesperson Rachel Kawala as saying videos of the aftermath being shared on social media show images of crowds of angry and distressed people, some believed to be parents seeking news of their children. Kawala said the suspect had recently visited the Gaba Early Childhood Development Program school to inquire about enrolling a child and was told to return on Thursday. He paid for admission and after that proceeded and attacked these children, killing 4 of them instantly, she said. The killings happened before 11 o'clock local time, which was when the police responded to a distress call. Yes, so this is, these are some stories from the region and Uganda and, Kenya. For the Kenyan parliament, they are, investigating circumstances under which Kenyan nationals were recruited to go to fight in Ukraine for Russia. As we understand in the story, 2 are being held as prisoners of war. About 16 others are missing. Some have been sent back home and all of that. So they're investigating. We understand there were different, agencies established recruiting people with promise of lucrative jobs. In fact, and the statement also said that these people, these Kenyans who went there, they were not forced. These offers were made and they willingly signed to go. And then there's terrible news from Uganda, where this 39-year-old suspect is accused of killing 4 children. Go to the school, ask for, enrollment, pay for admission, and you just went ahead committing such crimes. Well, we are urging the police authorities to go ahead with thorough investigation into that matter. But let's join Local Voices Liberia for the fact check segment right here on the OK Morning Rush. This is it.
Good day and welcome to the Fact Check segment where we debunk disinformation and provide you with the verified facts of statements made online and on the radio. I'm Siawe Miapu and today we'll be fact-checking claims made in the last couple of days. To begin with, on March 30, President Joseph Boakai claimed that Liberia holds 579 kilometers of coastal and coastline and 200 exclusive economic zones. President Boakai made the statement during the opening ceremony of the National Fisheries Investment Conference in Margibi County, arguing that despite Liberia's vast marine resources, the country continues to import large quantities of fish annually. An exclusive economic zone is a sea area that extends up to 200 nautical miles, about 370 kilometers from a country's coastline, where that country has special rights to explore, use, and manage marine resources. The concept is defined under the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. To verify this claim, we conducted an online search and reviewed credible sources. The Fisheries Committee for the West Central Gulf of Guinea, a regional body that supports fisheries management among West African countries, shows that Liberia has 579 kilometers of coastline and an EEZ covering about 246,152 square kilometers, within which the country has exclusive rights to exploit marine resources. The profile further notes that Liberia's fishing grounds extend within the EEZ up to 200 nautical miles offshore. Based on the available evidence, the figures cited by President Joseph Boakai are correct. Liberia indeed has about 579 kilometers of coastline and an exclusive economic zone that extends up to 200 nautical miles offshore, covering roughly 246,152 square kilometers. And finally, on March 31, Liberian social media activist Martin Colley claimed that the armed forces of Liberia received a budget of 17.9 million in 2024 and 19.3 million in 2025, and that its 2026 allocation was reduced to 18.2 million. Colley made the claim during a phone interview on Prime FM, where he highlighted what he described as low budgetary support to security agencies, particularly those deployed at Liberia's borders. To verify this claim, we reviewed official budget documents for fiscal year 2025 and 2026. The records show that the AFL's estimated outturn for fiscal year 2024 was 17.9 million. Meanwhile, the 2025 expenditure stands at 19.3 million, and the approved 2026 budget allocation is 18.2 million. Based on a review of the budgets, we conclude that Martin Colley's claim is correct.
This is all we have time for on the Fact Check segment. This segment is part of an MOU between Local Voices Liberia, OKFM, Pram FM, and Kia Radio to counter this information and help the public make informed decisions. This MOU is funded by the Liberia Media Empowerment Project, implemented by Internews with funding from the European Union. The funder or partner had no say in the electoral decision leading to the production of this Fact Check segment. We will be back with more Fact Check reports to help you know all the real facts. If you want us to fact check a claim for you, please send us a text to WhatsApp on 0778 986778. and we will do the check-in for you. Also, you can follow us on Facebook at Local Voices Liberia, on Twitter at LVL and go to our website at www.localvoicesliberia.com. I am Siawe Miapu. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.
Well, thanks to Siawe Miapu and the entire Local Voices team there for always fact checking some of these claims, made on social media, on the radio, to allow the public know the facts. Thank you so much for that. James Willie has joined us. He says, good morning, one of my favorite and real. Good morning, big brother. Yeah, James Willie, thanks for joining. William Johnson, my brother there in sunny Kwale City, Nimba County. Yeah, William they're helping to make Sunny Kore to compete with with Ganta now, in terms of infrastructure, in terms of what should I say, economic activities, in terms of social activities. Sunny Kore is now competing. Yes, and William Johnson, these are people that making Sunny Kore to compete now with Ganta. Roland Debuto is also following, says, good morning, Marka Davis. He's following this morning from Battery Factory Community, Japan Freeway. Robert D. Molly is also following this morning. William Wulu is following. The Liberian Civil Rights Movement official spokesperson, he calls himself. Johnny Coleman Sr. always following. Hanafi Jallo following also as well. He said, I joined the conversation from Old Road, District 10. Thanks for the fascinating show, he says. Othello Frank is also joining us. He says he's following from Bonk Embassy around the Dupont Road area. Nyanfo Due is also following this morning. Matthew Sardima is also following. This time from Ganta, Nemba County. Alex Maxwell also following from Johnsonville this morning. Joshua S. Toto Jr. has joined from Zwedru, Grand Jida County. Yeah, so the last time I said I've not been to Zwedru, I was appealing to somebody at least to carry me to Zwedru so I can see Zwedru. Nobody has responded to my appeal. Yeah, I'm disappointed. Yeah, I really need to go to Zwedru. Prince Colley is also following from Marban Point. Mark Mafallon is following from New Georgia, Oldfield. Francis Down Molu following also from New Jerusalem community. Emmett Kamara has joined us as well. From Caldwell Coffee Farm, George Watkins Jr. has also joined us. Staff Lawrence Nato Nine also following this morning from Gartnersville. T. Mac Bobo. Is it T. Mac Bobo? I know. Uncle Mac. Okay. Yes, Jerry Kamara also following this morning. Darlington Rue is following. Kokolo Kwekwe following from Cement Hill Community. I don't know where is that. Edward Sally following. Godwin David Chimfo Jr. also from Caldwell. Alex Barr following as well. Abraham Wynn. Robert Ngone also following. God favor Stephen Kafia also following. From Pinsville, Jacobtown, he says Charlton Fala is also following this morning. Marcus Flomo following as well. Yes, and a lot of other people. Vama M. Kamara says he's following from Foya Highway Community, Koba City, Kolahun District in Lofa County. Musa A.S. Fofana also following this morning. Thanks for joining. Charles N. Clark Sr. Yeah. Charles N. Clark Sr. is also following. Simeon Zoe Jr. joined from District 6. Exodus D. Bondo. Exodus D. Bondo following as well. Anthony Wimpie following. Yeah, this is a Nimba name. Yes, it's also following this morning from ELW Rehab Community. Thanks for joining. And all of you who are following the show this morning, we are grateful that you were able to join us so that we can have some very important conversation this morning on the OK Morning Rush. So, let me again welcome all of you, those of you who are following us online, burning your data to follow the show. We want to appreciate you and say thank you. Those of you who wake up early in the morning, put your radio on 99.5. We also appreciate you following the show this morning. Our silent listeners who don't call, who don't, sometimes even comment and so forth. We congratulate all of you for being a part of the OK family. Yes, so this is what it is. Firstly, Liberia is for all of us. They used to tell us that Liberia was sweet in the 60s, in the 70s, and some part of the 80s and all of that. We would believe it, though. But I think it was, maybe the economy was good. The country was peaceful. But infrastructure-wise, I believe that the country was not up to the task compared to neighboring countries. So now things that we were supposed to do from the beginning, these are things now that we are now fighting to do. I think this is why we have been one way or the other, or infrastructure wise, we've been left behind as a country compared to, I know there are other countries that may be in our state and all of that, but in our region, I think we are still struggling with infrastructure development. I don't know, our tallest buildings in this country, I mean, they are, as we all can see it. Our roads are still very narrow. Now imagine we are talking about redoing the Topman Boulevard. You know, sometimes when I sit, I can think about leaders who came before, what vision they came with. You know, what vision they came with. So we do this kind of broadcast to bring to to alert our current generation of leaders and those who be in the nearest future, because we cannot continue to be redoing things, redoing projects. Remember that when we were doing the road that is going to Buchanan, we did the entire RIA road again. Today, we are redoing the Robertsfield Highway again. Now, there are reports that there are plans to redo the Tottenham Boulevard to 6 lane. So, we are doing things over. Why? It's a short vision. What was the plan for the country, for the capital? Were we building a country thinking that our population would just be in the hundreds of thousands? Now thinking that one day we will reach 1 million, we will reach 2 million, we will pass 3 millions, we will pass 5 million people? And now you can see that maybe a decade from now, we will be around 10 million people. Or at least 8 million people. So the new projects that we are initiating, I think this should claim the attention of the Ministry of Public Works, the Ministry of Finance, and other relevant institutions. When we are designing and developing new infrastructure projects, I think we should be calculating its impact for at least 50, 75 years. Because other than that, we will continue to it is a waste to continue to redo projects, to redo roads. Because I know there will come a time that we will say this Ganta Highway is small, we need to expand again. So if from the beginning, from the design of the project, we have just decided to say, let's do one big road one time, whatever it costs us, we will pay. By this time, we will not be talking about redoing the RIA highway. Now we are redoing the RIA highway. And we are redoing the RIA highway with our Liberian 4 lane. Who knows, maybe 10 years from now, we'll say the road small, let's make it 6 or 8. So let's redesign our development projects, our infrastructure project, calculating 50 to 75 years ahead. These projects should have the impact for this kind of period of time. Because other than that, we'll continue to redo. And it is painful. You take 150 million to do road, then after that you redesign the road, you remove all that 150 million and then design another 200 million or 250 million road. So what are we doing? So that's why when people praise Liberia in the past, I can come back to criticize the vision bearers of the country. I know Liberia was founded for free slaves, even though our people were here, living here. But when the people came, what kind of mentality they brought? What they came with? Were they building a country for the settlers? thinking that there will just be maybe something like 300,000 people here and that's all. That they build narrow roads in a place, poor housing, poor city layouts. I think this is a wake-up call to the new generation of leaders. Some of you who wanting to come to power in 2029, whether in the legislature, whether you ride on a political party to become Minister of Public Works or Minister of Finance, whether you come to government as senator, whether you'll be fortunate to be elected as president and vice president of the country, we should start to redesign Liberia. You know, I listen to some people, they say, but Monrovia is poor already, no way to redo Monrovia. But I think we need to start to think about building a country for once. We can't be doing road, we take it out, we put another one there, we take it out and put another one there. If we are doing one project, we should do it and be done with it once and for all. And we move on to another one. We can come back over it. With 2027, we're talking about coming back on the Tubman Boulevard to expand it. And if you check up that expansion, they're going to be taking all the whole asphalt pavement from the road again. So we can continue to put money in the hole. Like I listened to Fenok Black, who was talking about the Bond Technical College project at the time. He said they dumped the money in the hole. So what we are doing, the kind of development projects we are doing is that we are dumping money in the hole. We do this road. 5 years later, we want to redo it. So let it be known that the population of the country is growing. Okay? The population of the country is growing. So we must be doing infrastructure that will have an impact of 50, 75 year lifespan. I can tell you, maybe 10 years from now, we'll be talking about doing the Ganta Highway again. We'll be thinking about that. Maybe we'll be thinking about even opening the Japan Freeway again. Dumping money in the hole. So the other roads we are initiating, I know the Western Corridor Road contract is done and all of that. Some other road in the southeastern and all of that. If we are developing new infrastructure, especially road, we should be calculating a lifespan and impact of 50 to 75 years. So that we cannot be doing one development over and over after every 5 years, every 4 years. We say, oh, it's not good again, it's not fit the population again, let's expand it again. We can continue to do that. So the vision from the beginning of this country, if for example, the first presidents, or for example, the longest serving one, Tubman, have said, let's just lay the road in one time. Tubman Boulevard, 8 lane. 4 cars going, 4 cars coming, or at least 3 cars going, 3 cars coming. If they are laid that road once and for all, well, we'll not be talking about what we are talking today. If you are done that with the Ralphie Highway, we will not be doing what we are doing today. Or even after the war, after we pick guns against ourselves in this country, and we're not only shooting enemies, but we're shooting infrastructures, bombing infrastructures. After that, if the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf administration had said, let's lay a new foundation for Liberia by doing infrastructure for real. By this time, we will not be redoing the... So if there was a necessity for the overpasses that we are even doing now, this will be included in the project we did with the pavement on the Tubman Boulevard after the war. We didn't do that. Yeah, we blocking traffic and doing overpass again. So the Minister of Public Works is talking about expanding the Tubman Boulevard. And you and I know that Tubman Boulevard needs expansion. The population, look, the urban migration now is huge. The impact is being felt. That's why you even see that prices of commodity will go up, because as the demand is more, so the price will go up. The price will go up because the urban migration, people are coming in the city. Nobody want to be in the interior again. You know, I was at the age of 13, 14 in Nimba, what we call Ku. We were in it. Brushing farms, you know, the little work that we can do, scratching farm. We were doing these things. We were making, you know, lowland farming, rice farming, lowland, in the swamp and things. We used to do all of these things. But who wants to do that now? So everybody is moving to the city. Somebody believe if they can come to Monrovia and ride motorbike, they can make money instead of going to be brushing farm, felling tree, burning, scratching, cutting rice that we call harvesting, So I can go to Monrovia. I just try to get my one day used motorbike. After 6 months, I can buy a new one. So everybody coming to the city. That's why you even see small, funny apartment. People will be telling you $250 US, $150 US. Places that people used to rent for $30 before. If you go ask for it now, it's $125. Places that people used to rent for $50 before. Right now, they're $200 because everybody coming to the city. We don't even know why it's a stand up for housing in this country. The last time I listened to the head of the National Housing Authority saying we need around 200,000 new homes in the country to accommodate the population of the country. You understand? So to tell you that everybody moving to the city now, nobody want make farm, nobody want live interior life, so everybody want come to the city. So because when you can ride motorbike, you make money. You can't, you put your labor market in radar, you make money. You take the wheelbarrow, you put it on the street, you make money. Anybody pass the touch, you tell them anything, you will make money. Before, they said they used to be for people who were working and people who were going to school. Mainly. Even though businesses were going on, but it was not at this level. Unregulated selling. And this time, as soon as you say, oh, this place is not designated for street selling, people say they will not vote for you the next election. This is the kind of country, they seem short vision. We limit our development to election. That's what we do. We limit our development to election. In time past, when it was agreed that riding motorcycle in the center of Monrovia was not good, it was causing traffic congestion, it was causing accident, all of that. When there came a time to initiate that decision under the Weir administration, as soon as the motorcyclist say, as soon as your teacher will not vote for it, say, my man, you go ride in Monrovia. Why are we designing our development, our progress? Why are we designing them by elections? If we really want to build a country, we will not measure our development by election. That's what we are doing in this country. As soon as you want to take a strategic development initiative and you think it will touch some people who will say, we'll not vote for you again, you will leave it. Today, the city is poorly planned, the city is poorly built. Pinsville, that is the largest and most populated city in the Republic of Liberia. The alleyways are where people are building their homes all over the place. No regulation. Now, if you go, I saw a listing from the Ministry of Public Works saying they are going to investigate alleys across Pinsville and other parts of Monserrado. Now, if you go now and start marking places that are in the alleyways, the people will tell you, say they will not vote for you 2029. So we are measuring our development by election. Why are we doing that? There seems short vision from the founding fathers. We appreciate them for giving us independence. We appreciate them for giving us a country. But some of us believe that they were not too bold in our decisions to build a new country. Because if they were bold, the road infrastructure that they designed will be serving us today will not be uprooting quota and be laying new quota. Will not still be government institutions will not still be renting in private buildings in this country, private properties in this country. If the vision was bold enough, government institutions will not still be renting in private properties in this country. So the vision was not bold. And people who came after, even after the war, because we talk about First Republic, Second Republic, Third Republic, people who even came after the war, Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and her government, they still did not expand the vision. They tried, but they did not expand the vision. They also measure development by election. So this is what is becoming a culture in this country. And I'm calling on the new generation of leaders to break this culture. And like I said before, the leader that will develop Liberia will be a one-term leader or will not have time for a second term. Because as soon as you have the second term at the back of your mind, you will compromise everything you're supposed to do in the name of the people who will not vote for me. And Liberian people, we the citizens ourselves, we can see how poorly developed our country is infrastructure-wise, even the economy. But when people try to do development, we will come outside and protest. Oh, that's not the government we want. They did this during the CDC administration. They did that in Ellen Johnson Sirleaf government. Today they are doing it. We'll talk about development, and as soon as we touch, and like I said before, some of these infrastructures that you see today in the alleys, when the people started doing that, Ministry of Public Works went to some of these places and put an X mark on them. But guess what? After 3 months, these projects were completed and they're dead. Today, when you touch them, they will say, oh, you're making the citizens poor. You're making the citizens poor. Oh, the citizens already suffering. Then they play the living because you say in other way you can't break it. You don't like the citizens, you hate the citizens, you pushing them into poverty. These things start long time. So this short vision, we have to break it. We have to break the short vision. With this short vision, where we measure our development progress by election campaign or by election, it will not make us to expand this country. It will not make us to expand the country. Why, in case we develop a policy that says if somebody have public land or own land in a city space that is not developed over the period of 5 years, the government can take that property, sell it, and give that person money and relocate that person. Why we develop that kind of policy? So that we can improve the city. When we do that one again, they will say that government wage hunting people, government pushing citizens into poverty. We agree. So this short cycle development or vision that our forefathers started, we are continuing it, but the way we are doing it now is because we are measuring them by election time. Right now, imagine, right after inauguration, people can start talking about the next election. It is sad. 2024, people were talking about 2029. So what will we achieve in 2024, 2025, 2026, 2027, 2028, and the 2029 itself? 6 years. We are not thinking what we will achieve within that period of time as a country, but we are thinking about who will be the next leader, who will be the next senator. We are talking campaign just after inauguration. So what kind of country we want to build? We measure our development by election, which is very sad. We're building narrow roads around here because in some places, even if the money is there to expand the road, it will touch other people's properties, and then they will say they will not vote for you. So you say, no, mama, let's just do the road, the 2 lane. If it's supposed to be 4 lane, instead of do a 2 lane, we want to touch the people's properties, then they will not vote for us the next election. Why are we measuring our development by election? It is a sad thing for our country. It is a kind of short vision. So the founders of the country were not bold enough. The new leaders that even came after the war, they have not expanded that vision. They stay on our same old mat. Instead of them using our old mat to plant a bigger, new, modern mat, they are not doing it. They stay planting the old ugly mat. They stay planting the old mat. So it's a wake-up call to our new generation of leaders this morning. Today is Friday, April 3rd. Okay? And I'm calling on our leaders. It may not just be the president, but people who are in decision-making positions in cabinet. People who are wanting to come to power, who are so obsessed about this 2029 business. Y'all listen to me this morning and rethink the plan y'all got to come to power. Liberia has a short cycle vision tied to election period, and there's no bold vision for a vibrant infrastructure development. So our leaders should know that Liberia deserves better. We can go to Africa, we'll be praising Yamoussoukro, we'll be praising Abidjan, we'll be praising Plateau, We go to Ghana, we'll be praising Accra and other places. We go to Nigeria, we'll be praising Lagos, Port Harcourt, we'll be praising Calabar and all of these other places. But when you come to Liberia, we'll say, move your foot, let me pass. And we'll open our mouth and be lecturing about other people's country. When you have the opportunity to sit in position where you're able to influence and impact modern development, you will never do it. Corruption part of our system in this country. I know corruption is everywhere, but that the main priority in Liberia. Anybody who looking for a government job, they are only priority. Hey God, let me get a government job. I go do corruption and pay my house, and they can't be good us. What is happening with our country? Are we sure about a modern Liberia? Where is the Liberia, a new Liberia? After we destroyed the country, when we came back, it was time to set a new bold agenda for infrastructure development and open up the country to be the Liberia that is supposed to be, measured by its age and its impact, not only in Africa but globally. Imagine a founding member of the United Nations, of ECOWAS, of the Mono River Union. You think when people hear Liberia and they come here, sometimes they can be disappointed? They can be disappointed. They say this Liberia that only existed as an independent country alongside Ethiopia, that is Liberia here. Let's expand our vision. Let's disconnect our infrastructure development, the vision for modern Liberia. Let's disconnect it from election time. If we continue to do this, we will not do nothing better. We will not do anything better. If we continue to tie our development projects, our modernization initiative to election time, we will not do anything. Because every day, even these Liberian people who can enjoy the infrastructure, they will be agitating. They will be protesting against some of these projects. Like for example, today you go to the Unification Park or the PHP Park, they're there every time. They're there. It's a nice place now. But before that project, there were people who were criticizing that project. Oh, it's a waste of government money. It's a waste of government money. The Invincible Park. Even though at some point in time, I criticized the construction of the Invincible Park, not because it was not good, but I felt it was closer to the airport, and these are some of the things I was looking at. It was not a good initiative, but we were looking at the location by the airport and stuff like that. So when some of these development projects are coming, the very citizens who are supposed to enjoy the infrastructure, who can go to other people's country and be praise singing and be happy. And the way Liberians can obey other people's law when they go to other people's country, as soon as they reach RRA, then they wear their Liberian cap and become reckless. Not only ordinary citizens, not only business people, even people who are in big position in politics and in government in this country. They can go to other people's country and obey their laws. When they get back here, they don't obey our rules. They will tell you, you know who I am? You know who I am? So we can build a country like this. Yes, we can build a country like this. So having said that, let me read a police statement. Yes, I mean, this is a call to our leaders this morning. I mean, I'm intentional about it. We cannot continue to tie our development to election period. Tie our development to election. Okay. You cannot continue to tie our development to election period. We can't continue. So, the urban rural migration I was talking about, it is the factor for which Monrovia is overcrowded and the urban areas are overcrowded. Therefore, what we should do is to expand infrastructure to fit the population. If we can't do that, the country, the cities will be congested the way it is. People will be living in zinc shacks. People will be living in the slums. And their livelihoods will be threatened by, events of health hazard and all of these things. So we must expand this country. We must expand the development of this country. We must. So let me get a police statement. Yes, I'm just reading it out. We're not talking about anything about the people case. The people case going to court now. So I just want, there were other people who missed out on what exactly was in the police statement. And furthermore, there were, people who followed the news. It was just the news part of it. They heard, they didn't have the opportunity to know all the things that were in that police statement. So I just want to read it as was delivered by the Inspector General of Police. So you're listening. I saw other people attacking me in the comment section. They say I should go pack my family and carry them in the bush. So, that is same kind of short understanding we're talking about. So when I mentioned the issue of the rural urban migration, I was trying to tell you, because the people are coming, people are not back in the interior and doing these things that were keeping people there. Everybody coming. So at the end of the day, when we are doing project, we should expand it to fit the size of the population coming to the city. So some people, anyway, like brothers, some people just angry for nothing. So that's not very important. Let's go to the police statement. So this is a statement that was delivered yesterday by the Inspector General of Police, Gregory Coleman. He says, fellow Liberians, members of the press, representatives of the diplomatic community, and partners in justice, we gather today under solemn circumstances. The Liberia National Police acknowledged the tragic death of Ntombike Yise Innocentia Komalo, commonly known as Tony, a South African national. We extend our deepest condolences to her family, loved ones, and the people of South Africa. This is a moment that demands not only empathy, but clarity, discipline, and fidelity to the rule of law. From the moment this matter was brought to the attention of the Liberian National Police, a full-scale, multidisciplinary investigation was initiated. This investigation was conducted by the Crime Against Person Unit, the Forensic Section, and in coordination with medical authorities and the Montserrat County Coroner. Every step taken has been guided by evidence, professional standards, and the legal framework of the Republic of Liberia. Key findings of the investigation. The investigation has established a body of evidence that cannot be ignored. Pattern of prior violence. There is credible and corroborated evidence indicating that a victim was subjected to repeated physical violence over time, reported by witness accounts, photographic evidence, and documented communications. Gregory continues. Controlled environment and last contact. The defendant, Samuel P. Jackson, was the last known person with the victim inside a secured residence and was also the first person who entered the secured room and discovered the victim unconscious and in a pool of blood, where both entry and exit were restricted, effectively isolating the victim. Forensic and medical evidence. They said this is critical. That's what they indicated, critical. Medical and forensic findings now establish a clear and compelling trauma profile. Contusions to left forehead, back of the head, and middle and right chest wall. Laceration and hemorrhage to the back of the head. Bruising on the upper limbs with pinpoint puncture marks, suggestive of possible restraint or defensive injury. You listen, you. Sunday word, eh? You will digest it by yourself. Trauma sequence. This is another one. Trauma sequence. The injuries support a probable sequence of events. A blunt force impact to the chest, blunt force impact to the chest caused a backward fall. So that means somebody may have hit you in the chest with a force. So the impact, they say it calls what? A backward fall. A backward fall. So meaning you are probably hit and you fell, yes, resulting in severe head trauma, including contusion, laceration, and hemorrhage. This is not a random or isolated injury, as it is a chain of previous traumatic occurrences. Neglect and duty of care. Evidence further establishes that the victim had a new medical vulnerability which occasionally resulted in seizures. Yet, the suspect continued to supply the stimulant. The victim was left alone in a locked environment without... Oh my God. Sorry. Yeah, they didn't jump. I'm coming. Yes. The victim was left alone. Where are we? Okay, yes. We were under neglect and duty of care. They said evidence further establishes that the victim had a known medical vulnerability which occasionally resulted in seizures, yet the suspect continued to supply the stimulant. Yeah, stimulant. I think that's the drugs used to, yes, help her. The victim was left alone in a locked environment without supervision. This constitutes a serious breach of duty of care with foreseeable risks to life. Post-incident conduct. The investigation also identified failure to promptly notify law enforcement and indicators that the scene was altered prior to police arrival. These actions are legally significant and form part of the evidentiary record. Forensic status, ongoing scientific process. A full autopsy report will further clarify the extent of internal injuries. Toxicology analysis is ongoing with results expected within 2 weeks or possibly sooner. Criminal charges. Based on the totality of evidence, the Liberia National Police has formally charged Mr. Samuel P. Jackson with manslaughter, negligent homicide, aggravated assault, reckless endangerment of another person, in violation of Chapter 14, subchapters A and B, Sections 2, 3, 20, and 23 of the Revised Penal Code of the Republic of Liberia. The matter will be immediately forwarded to court for adjudication, which has been done already. Institutional position, and this is said on rule of law. The Inspector General of Police says, let me be unequivocal. The Liberia National Police does not determine guilt. We do not substitute public opinion for judicial process. We act when the evidence meets the legal threshold. The accused remains presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. National message. This case speaks to broader issues that we as a society must confront. It says, violence within private spaces is not beyond the reach of the law. Vulnerability does not diminish rights. It heightens protection under the law. Neglect, when it leads to harm or death, is criminal responsibility. Assurance to the public and international community. The Liberia... Oh, they didn't jump again, you. Okay. The Liberia National Police assures the government and people of South Africa, the family of the deceased, and the Liberian public that this case has been handled with professionalism, or professional integrity, transparency, and respect for international standards of investigation. In closing, Gregory Coleman, the police RG, says, Justice requires discipline. It requires that we speak carefully, act carefully, and allow the court to do its work. The evidence has now been placed where it belongs, before the judiciary. We urge all parties to respect this process and let the jury decide. Justice will take its course. Well, I'm reading this from the Liberia National Police official Facebook page. Yes, the Liberia National Police .lmp -lmp. So that's the statement read yesterday by the Police Inspector General. And in the closing, they said this matter is now to where it's supposed to be. It is now before the court. So there will be no statements about, the issue concerning, the legal part of it. So that you cannot prejudice the legal process or the case, however you want to call it. So this is what it is. I just thought to read because there were some people who missed out on the statement. They just listened to a bit of it in the news and all of that. So we read it this morning so that the Liberian public and other people outside of the country can hear clearly what the police read yesterday. So that is what it is. So let me try again to see if I can speak with Joseph Swain from the Liberia, from the Civil Service Agency. I'm trying to see if I can speak with Joseph Swain concerning the two directives that he released. Okay, the two directives that he released on yesterday. Yes, so let me get it. Let me see if I can get him. I will. If I can get him, I'll read it. Those who can understand will understand. When I read it, I'll open the line so we can have some conversation on what we have talked this morning. Please, our conversation will not be about the Samba Jackson case now. Please, we will just talk about the issue I raised earlier about short vision tying our development to election. These are things we would like to talk about. We'll also like to talk about. Okay. We'll also like to talk about yes, the CSA directives. I think I have Mr. Swain on the line now, but he left the line. Anyway, let me try to see if I can call him back. Yeah, the thing important now. It is important. Where's the directive? This is it. So the two directives, one is the alignment of annual human resource plans, and the other one is the mandatory signing of non-disclosure agreements. So these we want them to explain it to the public so they will know clearly what are they. But while I'm trying to get him, he was on the line, he went off. I think he realized he was on air, so he went back off. So maybe he wants to pick up a statement too so he can be going along. But in the meantime, let me be reading the statement. So the CSA issues directives on human resource plan alignment and mandatory non-disclosure agreements. I saw some people criticizing this thing, and I said too, I want for all to understand it too what it is. So the Civil Service Agency CSA has issued two important directives aimed at strengthening accountability, efficiency, and integrity across the government of Liberia's public service. So the first directive is the alignment of annual human resource plans. So the CSA has directed all government of Liberia spending entities, okay, I earlier said SOEs, but spending entities, to ensure that their annual human resource plans are fully aligned with their approved personnel listings. These listings, developed through a collaborative process involving the CSA and the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, serve as the authoritative framework governing all HR activities for the fiscal year. Spending entities are required to strictly adhere to these approved listings. Any HR actions, including recruitment, promotion, transfer, or payroll additions that fall outside this framework will be considered irregular and may disrupt approved budgetary allocations. Entities must obtain prior rating authorization from the CSA before initiating any actions that deviate from approved plans. Additionally, any discrepancies must be formally submitted to the CSA for review prior to implementation. Heads of institutions and human resource directors are responsible for ensuring compliance and timely reporting of any inconsistencies. Failure to comply may result in administrative sanctions, and unauthorized payroll entries will be subject to removal pending regularization. So this one is talking about, during the course of the year, I think every year they can develop the human resource plans for the fiscal year. From what I read, they are saying this plan that is developed is what should be enforced. One of the key things I'm seeing in this statement is that during the course of the fiscal year, sometimes there can be transfers in the institution. There can be elevation. Maybe you remove somebody from maybe assistant director to director. Maybe you recruit new employees. So the civil service agency is saying these should align with the plan. So before you do any of these things outside of the plan, you should submit that to the CSA, and then they'll work on it before it is done. So one minister can just work on one money and take somebody and transfer them anywhere, or one director general just elevate anybody. Maybe you brought somebody in your office, the man spends some kind of 3 months in your office and say, my man, I purposely brought you here to make you the director of procurement. So you come and go be director of procurement. So the minister or director general just work on one money, take their personal office staff they brought, and then just elevate them straight to director of procurement. So the CSA is saying you cannot do this in the middle of the fiscal year because you will disrupt allocations for the ministry or agency. So I think I understand it once more. Then the next one talks about mandatory signing of non-disclosure agreements. So I hope you're listening so you can call and provide clarity on these things. In a separate directive, the CSA has mandated that all civil servants, they didn't say HR managers now, they didn't say HR directors, they say all civil servants sign a non-disclosure agreement, they call it NDA, as a formal condition of employment. So before you take employment, you will sign the agreement. So what the agreement says, what will it be? Let's continue to read. This measure, it says, it reinforces the provisions of section 59, which talk about confidentiality of the Civil Service Human Resource Policy Manual, which obligates public servants to safeguard official information and uphold strict confidentiality standards. I think they're talking about, sometimes some document in the institution before you make up your mind, on Facebook. Before you make up your mind, the other document from the ministry and cross over to the Ministry of State, to the President office. Say, but we just developing a thing. How can I go to the Ministry of State? Or you just developing some financial plan before you make up your mind, somebody now screen, do the screenshot of it and send it straight to the Minister of Finance. But how the thing running like this? So they are saying, before you become civil servants, before government employ you now, you will sign the non-disclosure agreement. That means you will protect the confidentiality of public documents or information. Yes. Joseph someone should go and explain it better, but I understand. Now they said the requirement applies to both current and prospective employees. So if you are in government, you will sign it. Existing civil servants will be required to execute the NDA within a time frame to be communicated by the CSA, while new employees must sign the agreement as part of standard onboarding procedures prior to employment confirmation and payroll enrollment. So if you're new government worker, you will sign a thing before you can even go on the payroll, before you can even receive your employment letter. You will sign it. Say the ministry account to, the agency are coming to. I will not take any information from here and be spreading it around. I will keep information confidential. I will not be string shooting relevant, document and be sharing it with social media people to be spreading it on Facebook. Now I explain it to you also. You're not understand, you'll go to CSA. Now, the introduction of the mandatory non-disclosure agreement is intended to strengthen institutional integrity, enhance information security. I said the thing resemble the thing I'm talking. Information security and promote accountability in handling of official records. Because God bless you, you get one small job now, or maybe you from the other party or party S now, you say that our whole institution are going working, but you just forget it. And I'm going in the record department. Any document they do, I'll just be forwarding it to the party chat room. I'll just be sending it to the party chat room. Just wait, it will be coming to the group chat. That's what they're trying to control right here. It says, failure or refusal to comply will result in administrative and payroll consequences, including possible restrictions on payroll processing and review of employment status in accordance with civil service regulations. The Civil Service Agency reaffirms its commitment. The other administration power, all their press statement can end with reaffirmation of commitment. Or even the executive mansion, they always reaffirming their commitment to promoting professionalism, transparency, and institutional integrity within the Liberia Civil Service. All heads and HR directors of spending entities are urged to fully cooperate in implementing these measures. Joseph N. Swain, Head of Communications and Public Relations Unit, Civil Service Agency. Joseph called and told something about it, and so I've been trying to talk to him. Let me see. If I can get him now, then we'll just open the lines. I think the little one know that yeah also. When you sign that agreement, it means you will not be sharing government records or institutional information and documents just outside of the institution. When you do so, when they say payroll consequence, it means they will either call your pay in half or they take your whole month pay for violating that agreement. But if I can get the CSA communication man, we will just open the lines and have some conversation. Let's talk about our country. From our previous discussion point, I know other people say because I said when we were young, we were in a rural part of the country, we were living there, we were doing farming activities. They telling me say, but then go pack your family and go in the bush now. It's not a matter of packing your family to go in the bush. I am saying when we were doing these activities, like people were focused there, so the population was not moving to the city, but right now the population is moving to the urban area. Therefore, when we are planning development, we should take into consideration that the population is getting large in the urban area, so we should expand infrastructure to fit the size of the population. Just simple idea. Yeah, some people I don't know how they can wake up in the morning, but that's it. But let's talk 0777 700 995, 0777 700 995, and 0555 995 995, 0555 995 995, 0777 700 995. Yes, let's talk. This is the OK Morning Rush, Friday, April 3, 2026. The name remains Marka Davis, the son of the late Baptist deacon. So you tell how you talking to me. Good morning.
Good morning, Marka.
Good morning. Go ahead, sir.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm trying.
You need to make effort to call our CSA man because the thing he's talking is like something I can't understand.
I'll try you. I just tried just now again. He didn't pick up.
Yeah, because we need to understand something. Like they want to do crooked thing and nobody should bring it out. Like what I'm seeing, like what I'm thinking here. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Yeah, just as when you're hearing the callers, they want to understand the public, the audience, they want to understand clearly what these directives are saying. And I just have 20 minutes to my guest time. Hello.
Yes, good. Hello.
Yes. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Marka. And let me say good morning to Fatu outside the studio.
Okay.
And Gray is my name, and I joined the conversation from Venison, and I am a member of the Unity Party Intellectual Bureau. And Marka, you know, the CSA trying to put Liberia on its record trajectory when it comes to employment, or when it comes to the public sector, how to govern well as a government. Marka, you can tell me you're working in an institution, you're working in the free board of Liberia or Monrovia, rather. Then you have sensitive documents that have the children even to put Liberia into serious problem. They take it, publish it because of political sentiment. I think these are some of the things in which that jeopardize our men do not time. Our men do not time. Former Lusacio, opposite them. That is the government. These are some of the things that jeopardize. But for the government, sensible and sensitive and well structured, well organized with experience, government, these are some of the things they will put into place. But my only objection I have with that here is we as Unity partisans that haven't been fighters. So what becomes of us that are working in some of those agencies and institutions that haven't been fighters? And then they're going to release come up. So like what you saying, the spokesperson need to come up and bring and make some clarity. On the last note, on the last one, when it comes to the urban issues, I think it is good enough for some of us to go outside of the city a little bit, for us to try by all costs to build a city. These are some of the reasons with some of us who are able to purchase our property outside of Monrovia instead of everybody being in Monrovia, because the city is congested in a way that there's nowhere to breathe. Even natural air cannot enter in rooms and houses. So it is good at times you go back. Like for example, or some of us we came up from the interior before coming to Monrovia. During those days, we don't remember that in the morning our parents will open the window and leave for fresh air to enter. But for now and then, no. All of those things because what? Because of the congestedness of like Monrovia. So based upon, I think these are some of the things we need to do as a Liberian to make Monrovia a better place for us and a better place for our next generation. Thank you very much for me opportunity.
Okay, thank you. Let me go to the Lone Star line. Pick this caller. Good morning.
Good morning, Marka David, and let me say a pleasant good morning to the peace-loving people of Liberia. My name is Andrew Moses, and I'm currently the Secretary General for Press and Propaganda at the Center for the Change of Intellectual Opinion, CU, where we have the youngest corrupt chairman since the history of our institution.
Oh, you have any evidence to prove corruption against your chairman?
Oh yes, I got evidence. Because
are you bringing your leadership to public ridicule?
Yes.
Don't you think you'll get punished for that?
Because I don't want to be part of tomorrow when they are being.
Yes, but I will not give you this platform to just accuse people kind of blanket form of corruption and this if you can prove evidence.
Okay, Marka.
So let's just go to my talking point.
Okay, thank you. Like I wanted to say, that was my intro. Marka, I listen to you and let me appreciate you for this fascinating discussion. How can our country be developed, Marka? The only way this country can be developed, except we have a national agenda. Wherein, when Mr. Barker is not president today, the person who will win the next election, when you come, you are not coming to formulate another, agenda to work with. You will follow the national agenda. That is the only way this country can be developed. Because the issue about self-glorification of our leaders that we're suffering on. Where in the world the president will go and build a public high school and then he name it, Barker project or we are project with the Liberian people taxpayer money. This is one of the reasons our country is not moving forward.
Okay.
Because everybody wants to be self-glorified. Everybody.
Okay. Thank you for participating on the show.
Yeah,
let me take this one. Hello. Good morning. Don't do that to me, man.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry for the feedback.
Yeah, you have to stay away from that radio.
Yeah, good morning to you and good morning to all of your radio listeners.
Okay.
I listened to you for the initial stage of your topic. I think if we Liberian or journalists can be truthful in educating the public in such a manner, I think the Liberian will change a little bit. In the sense that we have a lot of radio stations. If the education can just flow through us to educate our people and just forget about present politics, still we work out fine. Now I listen to you that we should forget about carry on development or giving a placate to development when it comes to election. That if I do this, I will not be voted for. Whenever you have that on mind, it means that you are taking that period to be a present property because you always want to be there. And your analysis brought to my mind that when Mother Eddie Johnson Sirleaf was in power, there was a law that no motorbike ride in Monrovia after 10 o'clock, and no motorbike ride in central Monrovia. And that law hold for over a year. And when His Excellency George Manuel we are took over, he started implementing. And other people say, hey, if you do that to the children, they are in majority, the youth, they will not vote for you. They abandon that law. The children flow in the city. Now, when this government took over, trying to implement that same law, people start going against. And people that voted for, they take your daily bread from you people. If we continue to behave this way, then this country will not go. We will start development, we will start being halfway because our personal gain of the party or that of the individual. So that I really enjoy your analysis, and I think this needs to be, a continual process every other time. Okay. We're trying to look for a topic to educate our people the best way we can to put the people first. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I'm Thomas K. Double from Solomon Community.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Double. Thank you. Okay, let's go to the orange line. Pick this call again. Yes, this one. Good morning. Call is processing. Yeah. Can we get this? Okay, so let me see this one. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Samuel D. Gisa calling for Dwazon.
Okay.
Marka, thank you very much for the topic this morning. This is a topic we want for a channel to be discussing every time for Liberians to know. Here's the thing. Even though they put a funded land, they were free slaves from America, but actually the thing will kind of grief and hatred. So you see, our parents started from that kind of that developed mind. So then, the longest serving president in the history of Liberia, William V. Tubman, they never, even when Africa was developing at the time, Ofe Bonje and William V. Tubman were in power. He had no vision to develop this small country. Our population growing. What happened when we go 10 million? The development doing that.
Then we'll remove the other row again and the new row.
Yeah, when we go 10 million, look at Sierra population, more than our population, Sierra around 8 million, going to 9 million. We don't go 6 million here, and we doing development like something. And I got disappointed for the former president Eli to be elected president in the country. Because look at Uganda, the first genocide. But look at Uganda, we still be 85-90% to Uganda. After war, they cannot help the poor in the country. They cannot money that king. Then we look at that Monrovia Senate develop you. We're not talking about Europa. The city Senate develop you. After they cannot money that king, after war, the country that help. the kind of money that came. Then after the wood in the process, corrosion of vampire. So you see the kind of thing, like bureau, that the kind of problem we're facing. They're not small problem. It's just like DNA, like DNA problem, in our blood.
All right, thank you. Just hang up. Let me take this young man. Good morning.
Good morning, friend, brother Marka Davis.
Good morning.
Thank you. My name is G. Rasmus, Virginia, the president of Grand Paso
I mean, your voice getting big now. It run that good.
No, it's just that they are in a new environment, so I have to adapt to the environment.
So they can test people for their voice out. Go ahead, brother.
Okay, thank you, Marka. And I was watching the live feed, and I saw somebody attack you. You know, sometimes when people discussing, see your minor issue, I think if you don't have any input, you just remain mute and just follow the conversation. But I think you made some salient point this morning. Hello, Marka, we need to, graduate from the stage of, supporting our country money. Look, if we want to do something like what you are saying, we don't have to be spending money and wasting money. If we want to do a particular role, and we pay keen attention, if the ministry can take at least even something like 6 months, even a year, to respond, say, let's make this role a sizzling role for good. I think we'll care for something like 100+ years. So we can be spending additional money to come, because mind you, if we want to expand any role, we have to pay people along those roads.
Exactly.
We have, even if we want that the existing role, we have to, support some of them, because what they have to connect those links. So these are wasted money. Those money can be used somewhere else. So I think you make a salient point this morning, and I must appreciate you. I enjoy the show. You also attacking my friend, brother. He made a very salient point. Yeah, honestly, and we need to embrace the Liberia. We don't need to tie our development to election, my people. Amen, for God's sake. Anyway, Marka, I'm following the show, and keep doing what you're doing. I'll continue to follow you, sir. Thank you so much
All
for
right.
having me.
Thank you so much for joining Uriah's Somerville. Yeah, the man used to be our boy. I think the man going to school in Rwanda now. Thank you. This caller right here. Good morning.
Good morning, Mark. How you doing?
I'm good. Your name? Where you join us from?
Okay, my name is Nathaniel Johnson. I call you from West Apostle Station.
Okay.
Okay, Marka, you said it, but we have to add it. We got to be added. The leadership of the country that is very, very narrow-minded. Look at the car room and the Senate bill. One way in a country like this, she says she build road, car way, get a motorcycle road, and everything to the bottom for that. You do it once and for all, and then you maintain it. But how do we maintain car road?
Look at the Johnsonville Mount Barclay Road. Very narrow. 2 trucks can't even pass. Yeah, I mean.
How do we maintain such a road? And they travel all over the world. They saw the people paved road. They travel on. They saw all the overhead bridges. And they left everything, and they threw all that in here and added insult to injury. That is, if the people that started the country before, if they now build this city, if you want to do something, do it in the way that it is that. People will feel that you are part of this country. But you want to do that. They will follow the COR here, the CO mentor, to now build you roads and things. This is the situation we're facing in the country. They are not brother one bill. Overhead bridges over there, and then they got to break down some food poverty. Even if they come down really talking about poverty will be broken down. But development is escalating there. That was start the kind of ladies that we our election when you move up on the street, just we live runners in the country, move up on the street, dragging people, specking on people running away. They put say one put us in special localities. It aggravated us. We start talking police around here. Why we do the country like this? We need to change the rhythm.
Okay.
When we change our mind, it will be all right for us.
Okay.
Thank you, Marka.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Let's take the next caller from here. Good morning.
Good morning, Marka.
Good morning.
My name is Daniel Philly, and I call you from Bannersville Estate this morning.
Okay, thanks for joining the conversation.
Yeah, Marka, I want to agree with you, for everything you said this morning, except that in Liberia, where we find ourselves now, like you were saying, everything is just tied around election, especially when it comes to government operations, right? Now, if somebody come in a community and say they want to do something like, let's say, for example, one minister or somebody from the government and decide to do something in the community and it affect maybe one person in that community or one or two persons, the entire, that entire surrounding going to go against that person. Okay, 2029, this and that. So let's take, for example, what President Marka started doing the other time when it comes to the overhead bridge. Now, when that overhead bridge started, everybody was talking against it as though it is a bad thing that President Joseph Yuma Marka ever embarked on doing for our country. Apart from that, all those other rules in the community, people look at places that have let's say road passage, and then when they come to develop that place, everybody will say, okay, since they're treating all that, our own government treating all like this, our own government doing this to us, 2029 coming. So everything will be tied around. So I want to agree with you this morning, wholeheartedly, for what you said. If other journalists would do this, Marka, I think our country will move forward in the kind of trajectory. Okay. So I want to thank you this morning for the show. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. 3 minutes to 9. At 9, I'm seeing a fresh statement from FIFA, the World Football Governing Body, concerning this LFA issue. I will read that just before I can join Ali Caddy. Let's take this person.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Marka.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. You are sharing all this morning. I really admire you. These are the generators we need in the country, especially the way you started your platform this morning. I really admire you. My name is Tomo F. Joseph, calling from Johnsonville, Peloton District, number 2, Mosorado County.
Okay.
Yeah, let me appreciate you. You know, firstly, when you are saying that, yes, Liberian, especially with the citizens in the country, the way we really carry on ourselves, sometimes about really giving up problems. Our mentality will always praise other countries, how they are developed, how they are built. Well, the way we can do things for ourselves is now concerning for a good way to the nation. Especially when you talk about the motorcycle. I'm a motorcycle man. When the government came oil and try or taking off from India, firstly, especially, it was due to our own due respect. Government allow us to go and register. We got all our documents. Some of our friends, they deny not to do that. So in that when the police segregated or deploying some segregated internet to be able, whenever you not have the material, you will be able to stop you and be able to check your document. Some of them, because they were not having it, so they started to put on large police, whenever policemen want to stop them. I can see, I say in my own way, I said, some of our friends used to have ratting in their hands. Whenever they reach into the checkpoint, when policemen want to stop them, they will use a ratting to whip the policemen. And it was uncalled for. Some of us, we used to say this thing will bring up to carry up in a very fever road again. But some of them, they couldn't understand because they feel that the government came up, why they got to be more ready, some more get it one, why they demand what to do. I said, well, you living in the country, you can't be able to pay a tax to the country. You see, these are the things that making us sometimes, we got to be able, let now here to be a junction. Some people want to make that error for it to be that you must go and sell market, you must go and buy your motorbike or buy your vehicle to that particular area. And sometimes some of my friends say we can get into it. I can tell I say enough cover. You press other poor countries. Then your own country, you don't want for your country must be developed.
Okay.
Not call for.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. So let me take the last one right here. Good morning.
Good morning, Marka.
Yes, good morning.
And let me say good morning to your audience. My name is Eugene S. Jobo Jr. and I call you from Capital Bypass.
Okay.
So I followed your presentation this morning, and let me commend you. Appreciate your presentation. You have said it all. So, Michael, one thing I want to raise. It sounds like Liberians don't love transformation or we don't love development. But I think in my mind, Michael, one of the problems is that is our politicians, more especially who want to be leaders, particularly the presidency. If they are not in power, many at times they will present a case against the other government that what the government is doing is wrong. I will give you a few instances. The most recent one, I can recall when President Weah decided to build the sport pass, the invisible pass, right around the opposite man Salif, former President Salif area. Many persons in the opposition said it wasn't appropriate that even a plane could crash around there. Today, many of the young people of our country go and enjoy themselves. Yesterday, President Weah was being community rules, and we criticized it. It had no dividend into the economic activities. Today, this government, for us, we appreciate community rules. But yesterday they said it has no economic benefit. So until Liberian mentality, more especially the opposition mentality, change towards the citizen, then of course the citizen will follow. But when they are not in power, they will criticize, and when they get in power, they do the same thing the other government was doing. Yesterday you criticized that the issue of teacher salary or there's a free tuition. You said it wasn't necessary. The other government, the past government, should pay our brothers and sisters, our parents. They'll be able to send their children to school and pay that tuition. Today, you have refused to even cancel the free tuition issue. But you stay on the same path.
They consider it as government policy, and moreover, there will be huge backlash if you attempt to cancel that.
So in as much you want to take state power, my God, in as much you want to take state power, there are certain things you don't criticize because it is there for the general good of the people.
Okay.
But if you think on the basis of politics and you criticize everything, then of course when you take power now, even when you're doing good, people will criticize. We have to go forward, and think bigger into relative of developing the country. If we do that, it will be better. But in the aspect of that, our politicians need to change their mentality and just criticize on the basis of the misstep of government. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you, Jobo, for joining us here. Let's take this short break. I would take at least 4 minutes. Well, after this break, I'll take at least 4 minutes to look at this, just to read through this FIFA statement. We are concerned because we expect that the Liberian Football Association is supposed to be going to the elective Congress, but there's court issues surrounding it, and we've always heard that sports issue, according to FIFA, is not supposed to be going to court except the sporting court, which is the CAS, okay? They call for arbitration of sports, which looks into sporting matters, especially football and all of that. But I think FIFA has issue with the LFA issue being taken straight to court. So I think there's a latest statement issued on the 2nd of April. I'll look at it, but let me take this short break and be right back. So Aliu Kadi is seated right in studio here. So the ANC folks, your youth leader is already here, but he will just give me at least 5 minutes to do something quickly, and I will join him on the interview. Yes.
Sweet sound.
I know a lot of people listen to the song. So the song is is from Nimba. It was done by one Mano musician. His name is Ruben Kwaigwa.
Suku divo kike bage une o rubin wo kwekwa katone muho soile esi okpe mo magesi okpe mo ile no e mo me bongru ima kwese toro mito mage toro mito toto mito mage toto mito toto ego bo makai mo mage yo ba makai mo mage
Oh yeah, the song is beautiful, man, but we don't have the luxury of time to take more of it. But I mean, it's a beautiful piece, traditional Mano song done by Ruben Kwaigwa from Nimba County, where I come from. So anytime I have an event, I'll call Ruben to come there and perform this song. Yes, but this statement by email to the Liberia Football Association, the Secretary General, Mr. Emmett Creighton, Paris, 2nd April 2026. Situation of the Liberia Football Association. The writing small. I'll be bringing it in closer. It said, Dear Secretary General, we refer to our previous correspondence dated 22 March 2026 regarding the situation affecting the Liberia Football Association and in particular the legal proceedings initiated before the ordinary courts of the Republic of Liberia in relation to the LFA electoral process. We note with serious concern the subsequent developments brought to our attention, including the decisions rendered by the Civil Law Court, 6th Judicial Circuit, Montserrado County, notably the ruling of 24 March 2026 granting a preliminary injunction and effectively restricting the LFA Election Committee, Executive Committee members, and all presiding officers from conducting the electoral process pending judicial determination. In this context, we observe that the LFA electoral process has now been suspended as a direct result of decisions issued by an ordinary court in a matter that falls within the internal governance of the association and the regulatory framework of football. We recall that as a FIFA member association, the LFA is required to manage its affairs independently and without undue influence from third parties. They are quoting, okay, that are quotation. And they also said, in addition, we would like to point out that any infringement of these party influence was not the fault of the member association concerned. Furthermore, recourse to ordinary courts of law in football-related disputes is prohibited unless expressly provided for in the FIFA regulations or unless binding legal provisions, especially provide for a or stipulate such recourse, and such disputes must instead be submitted to the relevant arbitration mechanisms. They are quoting the FIFA statutes. We also reiterate that the LFA statutes expressly prohibit recourse to ordinary courts and require that disputes relating to football matters, including those concerning the electoral process, be resolved exclusively through the appropriate arbitration bodies provided for under the LFA statutes and regulations. In light of the above, the current situation whereby the electoral process of the LFA is suspended by order of an ordinary court appears to constitute a clear case of undue third-party influence in the affairs of a member association within the meaning of the LFA statute, the FIFA statutes. In addition, we deem it important to recall that all officials affiliated to the LFA or any of its members and or its own members are required to comply with the applicable statutes and regulations, including the FIFA Code of Ethics as well as the LFA Code of Ethics. Any conduct that is inconsistent with these obligations, including actions that undermine the autonomy of a member association or circumvent the established dispute resolution mechanisms, may give rise to proceedings before the competent bodies at the LFA and or at FIFA, and where applicable, the imposition of sanctions on officials and members of the LFA in accordance with the relevant provisions. Consequently, we hereby formally request that the LFA and all relevant stakeholders take immediate and concrete steps to ensure full compliance with the LFA statutes, that's with the FIFA statutes and the LFA statutes, including, in particular, 1. Ensuring that the LFA is able to manage its affairs independently and without undue influence from third parties. 2. Taking all necessary measures to ensure that football-related disputes are handled exclusively within the framework of the dispute resolution mechanisms provided for under the applicable football regulations. 3. Refraining from any further actions that may result in or reinforce the involvement of ordinary courts in matters relating to the internal governance and electoral process of the Liberia Football Association. In this regard, we kindly request that you provide us no later than 9th April 2026 with a detailed mandate on the measures taken to address the situation and to ensure compliance with the above mentioned obligations. Should the situation remain unresolved within the aforementioned deadline, that is from April 9, we will be compelled to submit this matter to the competent FIFA bodies for consideration and decision, which could lead to suspension of the LFA in accordance with the FIFA statutes. Yeah, you say what I think? Finally, we wish to remind you that a suspension of a member association entails the loss of all membership rights, including participation in international competitions and the receipt of FIFA development funds, and that other member associations will be prohibited from maintaining sporting contact with the LFA. We trust that the LFA and its members will take full necessary steps to remedy this situation without delay and remain at your disposal for any clarification. Yours sincerely, Eken Mamadov is Chief Member Association Officer at CAF. This comes from CAF. Okay. Nadine is 0. So I think just in a minute, I think the authorities, stakeholders in the football arena should take this very seriously, because I think this is now about country and individual. Because suspending LFA membership means we can play international friendlies, we can participate in FIFA. Nothing will happen in football in Liberia. It means nothing will happen in football in Liberia. We will not receive the support, the fundings we receive from FIFA to do all the modding pages we have done across the country. This is a problem. But Aliu is here. So let's just go over to Aliu. Come closer to the mic. Yes. And well, push the mic, Alice. Yeah, very good. It's great to have you. Good morning.
Good morning. It's a pleasure being here, and good morning to the people of this country, the young people who constitute 75% of the population of the state. we say good morning to you.
So it is true that young people constitute 75% of the country's population?
Yes. Yes, it is even written in the recently launched.
And Liberia is a very young country.
Very young country. Most of that population is under the age of 35.
Okay, that is great. So tell us a little bit, who is Aliu Kiadi?
So I'm Aliu Kiadi. I'm the chairperson of the Indomitable National Youth Congress of the ANC. And we lead the young people agenda in our party. We are part of the young people who think that those things that are happening in our country, they are not ordained by God. That in spite of our youthful population, many of those in that category cannot safely say they are living a dignified life. Out of the 75% of young people, how many young person in this country can say, I'm living a dignified life, I'm living my dream? So that is a big problem in the country, and I think governance has not been fair to young people in this country. Most of the decisions that are being made, they are being made for us without our involvement into these things. And unfortunately for those who are making the policy, those decisions tend to impact us more than them, because people like myself, most of our future is ahead of us.
Okay.
Most of the future of the people who are making those policies, their lives are behind them. So it is a big issue in this country. Too many things are going wrong, and we are at the receiving end of those things.
Okay, so let's dig a little bit to the introduction. So let's know where Aliu Kiadi's political career started from. At what age you started believing in politics? Because sometimes you listen to some young people, they tell you, I don't believe in politics, so I don't really care about politics. But at what age Aliu Kiadi started believing in politics and entering into politics? And at what steps have you climbed in your party to reach where you are now?
So I started politics from the Woodham V.S. Todman High School.
Okay.
I graduated from the Todman High School, went to University of Liberia, and then also took entrance for Stella Maris, went to Stella Maris, studied civil engineering, and then joined the ANC. I became president for the SRC at the Stella Maris Polytechnic University.
Okay.
The Student Representative Council. Played debate for the school, served as captain for the debate team. Went to international tournaments in Lomé, Togo. And then we became very active in the ANC. We served as Secretary General of the ANC Youth Congress.
Okay.
And then today we are serving as chairperson of the Indomitable National Youth Congress. So our passion started way back from high school. We're in Tottenham High. We had a political party called Student Ujama Movement.
Okay.
And that was a subset of the Student Unification Party, because we were there, we saw people from the University of Liberia. At the time, UL was using a portion of Tottenham High.
Okay.
So we used to see University of Liberia students in the Tottenham High building. So they started nurturing us into politics. And at the time, our admiration for people who spoke eloquently and the issues they were confronting are issues that were affecting us. So we said, if these people can be talking to us about these things that are affecting us, I think there is wisdom in being part of it. There's wisdom in talking for people, because not everybody will have the voice to talk for themselves. So if you see contradictions in spaces that are affecting people, I think morally wisdom demands that you square up and speak to these things.
Yes, it is important to ask some of these questions because, these days when people hear young politicians talking, they're the old people who can say, I will say that them there. So sometimes it's important for them to know your background, who you are, and all of that. That's why I asked that question.
Okay.
But tell me, I know we'll talk about some of the current issues, but what have been your breaking point since you entered politics?
Well, we have had different experiences, and all of those experiences have shaped the individual we are today. There are some times in political institution that your age and your youthfulness become a stomach block to certain spaces,
Okay.
and they say, "What do you know?" People will say, "What do you know?" You just come in, you don't understand plenty things.
Yeah.
I begin way.
Very beginning with.
Yeah, we've been in these things.
Yeah.
So there's a sense in which there are too many barricades, there are too many blockades for young people in Senesi. You are only good when it comes to violence. You are only good when it comes to chanting slogans and all those kinds of things. You are only good to provide meditancy and shout Amanda away to. So those were the category that older folks saw young people should belong to. But then when we talk over the ANC Youth Congress, we said, look, most of us today in politics, young people, we are practicing for governance. So if you don't teach young people leadership now, what they will learn is agitation. And the moment they have the opportunity to lead, they won't have that skill set. Because what they were taught was agitation. Agitate. Do this, do that, be robust, tear down things. So because you were not taught leadership, you are taught agitation. The day you are seated in a position that demands and requires leadership for you, you won't have that skill set. So in the ANC, you say, look, we're going to lead differently. Because most of the people, the quote-unquote activists today that are in government, there's a sense in which all of the things they criticized yesterday, today they are now empowered to start effectuating changes, but because they lack leadership skill, all they know is agitation to make noise. If you give them the opportunity to say govern, there's no governance in them because they knew agitation. So our standpoint is, look, let us teach our people leadership. That's why in the ANC Youth Congress, we have had seminars of different leadership trainings. Even the next week, Saturday, we'll be teaching leadership to our district youth leaders across the country, how to harness their skills, what is in different categories as well, marketing, ethical leadership, public speaking, different things. Just so because you are training young people to step in the shoe of the older folks. So you can't give what you don't have within you. So that has been a big problem for many political parties in the country, and we think ANC Youth Congress should do it differently, and that has been our drive.
Yes, thank you, but you have not answered my question. What has been one of the biggest breaking points since you enter politics or even join the ANC? Maybe whether it is election results, whether it is, something that shocked you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, I said it, but maybe you didn't pick up. I said there have been a lot of breaking points. I refer to them as storming block.
Okay.
But those things are only helped to shape the individual we are today, because there's no joy in winning every time.
Okay.
Yes. Every soul, like that the formula will say, every soul must taste defeat. It is through those defeat that you realize the effort you are putting in and learn from certain things. So yes, election result will go to elections and people tell you, will you, will not, will you trust people, and then they betray you in the end. We have had people in our party who serve at the echelon of power and they betray us. We have had documents that have been leaked. Remember the last election, we had individuals in our party. We crafted a fine document that would have prepared us to certain heights in the political space. That document was leaked by people we trust. So those are different things that are break up, because if certain documents are leaked, people start playing to your playbook. Before you look, people ahead of you in every steps of the way, you start to wonder about what's going on. But people within the system have been undermining the system from the get-go.
What is your assessment of the current administration on governance?
You know, governance has been not good. The issues that were criticized yesterday, those issues still exist. And if you look at the effort applied to addressing some of those issues, they are not intentional. And one can only tell based on what was promised, those things that were promised to Liberian people. Where were the core issue during the election, the campaign? Was drugs. You bring in Kush, we heard Kush debate, we heard all employment, we heard University of Liberia was not taken care of. So there were things in the country that basically people campaign on. Now, when the government came to power, in the first 1 year, there was no plan. It was in 2025 when they launched the plan. So I can tell you that the government came to power without a plan. In 2025, you launched the arrest agenda. So the entire 2024 were on autopilot. We were just doing gentleman agreement. So in 2025, you launched the arrest agenda. What is problematic about the arrest agenda is that the arrest agenda itself says we need 8.3 billion to achieve that arrest agenda. What that means is that the government own portion of the arrest agenda is around 20 to 25% contribution. That means every year the government must spend at least 500 million USD towards the programs and the pillars in the arrest agenda. We haven't reached the point where we have spent 500 million. The least amount of money government has spent so far.
But the implementation of the arrest agenda, even though it was launched in 2025, it runs from 2024 because it said it was
no, it's from 2025 to 2029.
2025 to 2029. That's 5 years.
Yes. So
okay. But last year we spent some money. Now how you say we haven't spent 500
I'm saying in the arrest agenda, all those things, nothing about salary is about funding certain sectors.
Okay.
To like rule of law, like agriculture, like electricity, those things, right? So government should be spending at least 500 million on her own. Then they say in the document 70% of that money should come from donors. And globally, you agree with me that there is donor fatigue across the globe. Donald Trump has instituted some drastic policy that see America withdrawing support exponentially. Other countries have turned in war to build their own society. Liberia has anchored her development agenda on the basis of begging people, I beg you, please give me money. No country has ever developed on the basis of charity. All of the countries you see today that are developed, they have managed to harness their resources to the extent where those resources and excess value will benefit and develop their country. But for us, we still think that Donald Trump is supposed to finish with the Iran war and turn to Liberia and give us money. That is not going to happen. So our agenda must be realistic. It must be tailored to national condition. We don't see that happening. Imagine you listen to the father's minister, he said the cabinet has agreed that whatever money MCC gives us, we're going to use it for energy. What that tells you is that in a case where there is no money from the MCC compound, Liberia should forget about energy. That's why even the LDC boss get 2 power bank in your hand. Make it be working with 2 power bank.
You saw the mail with 2 power banks.
I'm telling you, they may get 2 power bank.
When last you saw the mail with 2 power banks?
Oh, do you see LDC boss here, Mr. Sherry?
I didn't see the mail. I haven't seen him with power banks.
Okay, but for
I saw
me,
him at one program, but he was.
For me, I've seen him with power bank.
What color of power bank?
Hey, brother, I've seen the brother. I get my own power bank. Yes, sir. I've seen the brother with power bank. Now, what that means is that unlike Bureau, like the first United Party government came to power, they had opportunity to build a new dam. They decided to renovate the old one. Now our government is saying we need that money, and when that money comes, we're not touching it. We're using the script for energy. In a case where there's no money, where is the contingency plan? Guinea, that we saw Guinea baby time, meaning we got independent of Guinea. Guinea, they're all eating show on all. They say they're not giving us some corn again because they're fixing something. Africa, they can be eating show on us. We got independence before Africa. So you see, leadership has always been our problem. And the irony is that our greatest enemy over the time is the happy slaves in the midst of the suffering majority. Those
who you refer to as the happy slaves?
Those who are benefiting now from the voting system, they are the happy slaves.
Okay.
They think everything is okay. So they ignore the harsh economic realities from the rest of the people. When people like us talk, say, my man, the man are opposition, what you expect from that man? But opposition, the things that are affecting us, even young people in your party, those things are affecting them. We saw young people in the ruling party lying down on a car, protesting for drugs. We get people in the ANC who are prone to drugs. Young people in the ANC who support us, they own drugs. Young people in the United Party own drugs. Young people in the CDC own drugs. So drugs is a bipartisan issue. Read the UNDP report from in 2018. There's a joint report by the UNDP and the LRRC. In that report, it says we have close to 100,000 Zogos in the country. You know what that means? A whole group of young people generation is being lost to drugs. That is now a political issue. It's a serious national security issue because these people are susceptible to manipulation. I went to West Point the other day. I saw Zogos. You know what zombie show? The guys then plenty in that place. Young people. The other guy was talking to me. He said, "Poor, our Instagram married before." I said, "What?" There's a lady there I met. She said in West Point when you graduate from high school, the next thing that will become retail for someone like Just did. When the Just men bring the Just in West Point, the guy then can be standing in line. Some of them will be standing until they enter the water. You say, "Damn it, poor." The other poor market is gone. The other old market, that lower market. All these things are things that are affecting us. What is the intentional policy from government? We saw government a few months ago. They said they were raising money to build party headquarters for United Party across the country. But they can't raise money to build rehabilitation center for these Zogos that are in the street. So it tells you where the government priority is. It's not about us. It's all about them. Because CDC lost their party headquarters, so they don't want to be confronted with that same thing. The people did not elect you to come and build your party headquarters. They elected you to come and solve their problems. So when these things are affecting people, the reason why I say justice is a bipartisan issue, no family in the country that not get Zogo. You yourself who's sitting here, you get one relative or somebody that on drugs. So it's in all family. So those kinds of issues, when you tackle them, then you mean well. Those are the things that affect young people. But is government intentional about the fight against drugs? They are not. Because it is not only enough to send DEA in the ghetto and beat those young people. They are victims. How do you get them transformed and reintegrated into society?
So enforcement of security at border points that is seeing, huge seizures. Don't you see that as efforts towards the fight against drugs as well?
Look, if you look at the whole security, it's a fact the borders are porous. Recently, and they caught one Liberia law enforcer with drugs in Sierra Leone. Was it Tramadol? They caught him. Now, how do you handle security? It's not just to wish that your security architecture is okay. How much do we pay our DEA officer? That's a big issue. How much you pay them?
But do you know their pay?
You can tell me. Some say no DEA officer. I know the least salary for DEA officer maybe it will be $150. But in the case where somebody is bringing in huge consignment of jobs, the bottom line is we should pay our people well. We should give them incentives to want to do the things they do. Because if we don't do that, then the borders becomes porous for people to pass. We must strengthen regional cooperation because this just thing is affecting all the countries. We must strengthen regional cooperation with Sierra Leone, Guinea, and Africa because that's the border points where these things come in the country. We must recruit more people to the security. What's our security number? The combined security, we're not even reach 6,000.
In case we recruit more people and then we can raise the money to pay and do other.
That's the big problem. Yeah. We have the capacity to raise the money, but we are not intentional. If you read Letty report, the Liberia Extractive Industrial Transparency Initiative report, it says B Mountain in 1 year made $800 million in profit. You know what that means? In profit, that's not the money what they spend on all the BP equipment or in profit. Meaning, if we just demand fair value for our natural resources, we can do well. We get iron ore, get gold, get timbers. On the 26th of March, I saw the president making statements say we'll get the fair value for our natural resources. In Nima County, John Twine was making noise the other day. Oh, Nima ain't benefiting. Where are all the noise went? After he made all that noise, some senators then went there in a place there and go have meeting with the people. So we've been doing it to
people said they went for assessment.
That assessment, like you don't want the public work ministry or lands and mines. You can go there for assessment without telling anybody.
Part of that oversight now.
No, you don't do oversight that you hiding. When you're doing oversight, that the country know that you're going to do oversight. When you start hiding the thing, then people will say, "My man, I'm making fun." So because these companies feel that our officials are in their pocket, they do anything they want to do. Go to B Mountain. The AFL security, they're not providing security for Liberians at the border, are the one that are providing security for the Turkish people in B Mountain. The men get a PB gun. They can be behind the SUV. They will escort the gold to the headquarters part. The headquarters will pick up the gold and carry to Freetown. That from Freetown, they translate to Europe. They can use our IL The day B man they start using RIA, Liberian people will cry for that gold. Because they carry the gold, they can bake it and the Firestone breaks. We are not getting the fair value. Mr. Comey said something. He said we have to understand the economy of our natural resources. I asked him, what do you mean by that? He said, look, we must understand what it would take from exploration to find out what will have the resources, to mine our resources, and eventually to sell it on the world market at what price. If we understand that chain, the economy of that market, that resources, then we will be able to demand fair value because we are speaking from an informed position. If you ask the Lands and Mine Minister now, what's the economy of iron ore, he can explain it to you. Because we just
have you asked him before?
They can explain it to you. That politics can be talking to that place.
Have you asked him before?
No, Chief, we don't need to ask people to know whether they understand the economy. We have listened to them go for confirmation hearing. We can hear some of the things then they can be telling the people. The sector can be one side, and a different place talking different thing that will defend our government.
So there's proposed Liberian owned mining company. Do you think it is a good idea, and will it bring any shift in how resource management is done in the country, especially in the extractive sector?
No, I support Liberian businesses. I want Liberia to produce more millionaires.
Is it that government want to establish that one mining company for the government?
No, if the government what the government can do, the government can nationalize some resources.
Okay.
That certain sector, the government can say we don't want to do it. But if private individuals are establishing companies like individual Liberians, we encourage that to start to compete because we want more Liberian millionaires. We have to create rich people in the country in the economy that will be able to compete with the foreigners and aliens. We need them in Liberia. And I think government should prioritize them in terms of contracts so they too can create a middle income economy.
Yeah, so you talk about the drugs issue, you talked about the mining sector, how we can maximize that opportunity to support major projects in the country, including rehabilitating the young people and all of that. That is important. It was in line with the question I asked concerning your assessment of governance under this administration. Let's talk a little bit about fight against corruption. Do you think, or if I ask for you to grade the Boakai Kun administration on the fight against corruption between 1 to 10, what would that be? And can you explain that?
I'm not impressed so far of the fight against corruption.
Okay.
Because there's a sense in which the government is not intentional. What we have seen so far is certain people ego. They want to be certified. Like, for example, I tell you how. When the NSCC came out with a report that they have investigated these people so far and they are clearing them. Now, I'm not a supporter of most of the people that are on that list or were being investigated. But then, if the Justice Ministry comes and say, this category of people or the particular person bring that man on a document, I'm not sure that man's ought to be clear. Then what you are saying effectively is that you have a perception about certain individual who shouldn't be clear. That is not, you do not apply justice with the intention of going to catch criminal. You apply it with the intention of discovering the facts and establishing truth. That's how you apply justice. But if you have a perception that the members will be free, then it's problematic. Then it means you're going with a prejudiced mind to the system. Let us establish a system where, irrespective of who is involved, the system must work in a way where it will arrive at the truth, with or without our emotion attached to it. That is the kind of justice I want to see. We have seen people accused within this very government and they will let go. They say, go and sin no more. The very government that came to power.
Like who?
The who? The former central bank governor, Aloysius Talon. There was a report that the man was caught in XYZ. The president said, my man, we're bagging. We'll pay you off you go so we can appoint our person there. We saw Ami Moda on. They said the money he used, it should have been remitted to LRA for capacity building of people in LRA. But instead, it was used for car. What the president did effectively is, my man, please resign. When you resign, you free. So it means if I were in government, people in government can say, let me calculate my 6 years salary and all the benefits, I just take it one time. Instead of working all long, then the president will say, my man, just resign and go. You don't do that. If people do wrong, you must punish them irrespective of they come from your party. When you do that, you will set a strong precedent that the president, you got to be careful. But certain people do certain things. Look at who takes responsibility for Mamaka birthday. Had it been that the public, there was no backlashes from the public, would have paid 80 million for a yellow machine. Then who are coming get rich on a lot of money? So these are contradictions and cracks in the governance area of the country. So we can see all these things happening and stay safely say the people are intentional in the fight against corruption.
Okay, so your party, especially the Youth League, raised a very serious issue with the recent appointment at the National Elections Commission, and in fact the party itself, I think, issued a press statement also yesterday concerning the appointment of Mr. Jonathan Weeder as chairperson of the National Elections Commission. Why are you opposed to this nomination?
Chief, we are opposed to it because it's just like you say Barcelona and Real Madrid can play. Then I map the referee. You think Bagaman will be happy? No one will be happy. We acknowledge the fact that the president has the right, the constitutional mandate to appoint the next boss. But there are also laws that guard that process in terms of the status of the person, the credibility of the person. It should be taken into consideration. There's a man that is on record saying President Bouaga won the first round election. And the official report came from that to prove that wrong. If that man can head a war room, a party war room, United Party war room, not even 2011, but just this recent election.
What if his services were hired, or contracted to provide some, professional electoral support?
Okay, so
maybe for example, he's qualified. ANC will have hired him, CDC will have hired him, but United Party hired him to do a piece of job.
Okay,
what
so
if that was the case?
I will follow you with the devil advocate and assume that was the case, which is not. Now, even if you are not United Party partisan, he was hired according to you. But then, if the man comes and say, based on my expertise, the people hire me to do so and so thing, this is the result President Bouaga won in the first round. And the official result came and proved the man wrong. That is a credibility issue right there. The man's credibility has been dragged into the mud. So because the NEC boss requires high level of credibility and honesty, we cannot entrust this man that has been proven to be a liar. The man is a crook based on the demonstration of what he did in 2023. So assuming he's not United Party member, but he's a liar. And you don't want to have a liar at the NEC. That is the problem. So you can look for any other person, but he doesn't have the credibility.
But is there any law that can stop him from being chairman of the commission?
No, there are laws. The laws that call for being impartial. You must have credibility in order to serve. Credibility is not in that man's DNA. The man has been proven to be a pathetic liar. He lied with both faces on camera that United Party won the first round, and we know who won the first round. It was former President Weah. He won the first round according to that. So if this brother can come on and say that credibility has taken out of
so that's the ANC's only issue.
That is the biggest issue of all. Because mind you, there are people who work in the man war room. That man will bring his liar gang and start changing magistrate around here. When I even start the process, the man say Joseph Bouaga win. Imagine if the man was heading war room and say Joseph Bouaga win, then you get that man that kind of position.
So section 2.5 paragraph 2 says, before assuming office, each commissioner, election officer, or every employee of the election commission shall solemnly subscribe to an oath. To an oath, renouncing allegiance to and severing all connections to or affiliation and relationship with his or her own or any other political party during his or her service or tenure at the commission. So before assuming office, you will take that oath. So after that oath, you think the person is still the same?
You know, the oath is not a baptism for heaven.
Okay.
Now, we've had people who lie on the Bible in the name of taking oath, and they went to government, they stole money. We have people who lie on the Quran, they went to government, they stole money. So most of these people, they don't see those oaths as something sacred. They see it as a ceremony to be performed. So they will do it to satisfy the bureaucracy of the job. You carry that man know that thing you're on there is just part of the process. When he gets the job, what happens next?
But this is a man who had worked at NEC for some years.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he has worked at NEC.
He has the competence, the qualification.
No, the competence and the qualification is not the one on the table. He doesn't have principles. He's a fake man. No honesty in that man. The man has lied. You know why it is important? The thing we're talking about, you know why it is important? Because election has the potential of degenerating a society into chaos. One wrong result can turn a stabilized society upside down. So we have to be very careful of the character of people who send them. What we want is that beyond the president mandate to appoint people at the NEC, when you're appointing people, put that credibility on the table. Because mind you, if this country goes back to chaos, even the position you want, you will not enjoy. This minister or the president, you will not preside over a country that is plunged into chaos. You will not enjoy a presidency, you will not enjoy a ministerial job. So the institution that is responsible to respect the will of the people, if that institution is compromised, then the society risks chance of going back to the dark days. And that is what we don't want. We want people with firm principles. We want people who will not just talk from both sides of their mouth because of politics. This man is a hardened lion. For this man to lie, you know what that would have done? You telling people, say, my man, you're winning this on here, one round. Had it been that these people, the party people would have taken that into heart.
But I say you should be talking about one round too.
No. That I must say talk about one round. Now, the difference we're talking about here, you said this man served at NEC before. Mm-hmm. And he heading people war room. You saw Amara, Connor? The level of professionalism he handled the result with second round. He was not announcing official result as NEC. He said based on what we have gotten, we haven't reached this yet. We're still comparing it. But if this man come on and say we are definite, we win the 4-round result, then your credibility is on the table, brother.
Did he really say that?
Oh yes, you can get a video.
No, what that is the right quote. I heard him talking, but
oh, you ain't talking. What did you hear?
Just wait. You can hear what he said.
Yeah, please.
Yes, but let's continue the conversation while I look for what I want to get. But we have just 12 minutes to go, so we'll take some calls. However, Aliyu Kiadi is here, the national chairman of the National Alternative, that's the Alternative National Congress, yes. Youth Congress. We're talking about other national issues here. Recently, they issued a statement, rejecting the nomination of Mr. Jonathan Wider as head of the National Elections Commission. Today, he's here again saying the same thing. He said his issue is that during the course of the 2023 election, he was pronouncing results. And these results that he announced did not come to pass because they were not the official results from the National Elections Commission. So they believe that, he said something that was not true, so he can't take that job. So that's just the issue the ANC said they have. But however, I will take some call. I'm not getting the video immediately. But the way you're quoting the thing directly, I won't play the video. However, 11 minutes to go. Let's take some calls, and then maybe you respond to some of the things the callers will say. So yes, call 777 700 995 0555 995 995 0777 700 995 555 995 995. But let me take this one. Good morning.
Good morning, Marka.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Eugene, and a call from Capital Bypass.
Who is Eugene?
Yeah, so let me appreciate
Who is Eugene?
Eugene Jobo.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
For capital bypass. So I listened to your studio guys, and I must appreciate him. Like he said, the qualification of the nominee at the National Election Commission, now acting commissioner, is not under any investigation or under doubt. We believe that he has the qualification, has the credential to serve that position. But like your studio guest said, Michael, in the 2023 election, this is a man whose statement had the propensity of carrying out back war. To say that Unity Party won election first round, that could damage our peace that we're enjoying now. So we are not contesting his qualification, but we are saying to you that if the man, as consulting, like people say, as consulting, giving fake information, misleading information that had the propensity at the time to carry out back war, today to serve as election commissioner, what will happen? What will happen? So we are saying to the president, he have the power, he have the constitutional right to appoint and to nominate. Yes, nobody can question the president on that. But we are saying to him, expediency, to safeguard our democracy. You cannot bring that kind of man, to that position.
So y'all, as people, y'all voted for representatives, y'all voted for senators, and the Constitution gave the Senate the authority to do the vetting of these people that the president would nominate. So the president will say, "I've done my part." So go to the Senate and.
Look, Michael, I want to be on record on this. There are few persons at the national legislature, more especially the Senate, that we respect so much, that put the country at first than their personal interest. But on the overall, majority of the senator and
the supporters of the president,
majority of them means nothing to us. And reality to that is the national budget. Look at the national budget. How much are they taking for themselves compared to the Liberian people?
All right, thank you. Others are on the line. We need to take them. This one. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How you coming on?
Yes, I'm here. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry to call you on so please. Thank you so much for that student point amendment session. But one of the things I want to ask as an opposition, because he spoke well this morning, but I want to ask, how well is he extending the information to other counties that has to do with the Grand Crew? Because the radio station that reaching to other counties is ELBC, and ELBC is the really government radio station. So how is he extending the information? Thank you.
Okay. Hello?
Morning.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Marka, my name is Daniel Fede, and I call you from District 10, the Mosquito Land District. Thanks to your studio guys for elaborating. But one thing I want to say here is this: I think we were told the president to nominate one injured because we saw one injured here. But even if Joseph Boakai nominates that injured, your studio guests will still have something to say, something else. So that's our politics. We understand that when we are in opposition, these things happen. Everything, the government will do or the president will do, people will have issues, especially the opposition.
So are you saying the points he's raising are not genuine, are not important points?
I'm not saying they are not important, but his fear is he don't just want, Joseph Boakai to finish his term, and that is unfortunate. This president started his work on the right trajectory, and it has to be, ended 12 years.
Yeah, but I didn't hear him say he want the president to finish his term. So, but thank you. Let me take this one. Hello?
Yeah, good morning, Marka, and good morning to your studio there.
Good morning. Go ahead.
My name is G. Lawrence Glewon.
All right, please bring the phone closer to your mouth so we can hear you.
Yeah, Marka, let me say thank you to your studio there, but I want to tell you that the only politician that we have in the country as their own Congo number 1 to 2000. Because all the politicians, the nation and Africa, without coming with a recommendation to the government. You know what I'm saying? Now every time they come to
But if I ask the member a recommendation, you make recommendation.
you never made recommendation. I listen to it, you later, I listen to it from the start to the end. You never made recommendation. Okay, down to the yellow machine, you were talking about. So the money was not due number. Mama can't finish it, and the yellow machine are here. What is a recommendation to the government? You need to start into it and then condemn it and then forget about it. They consider for us. Then the senior politicians that they also come out with recommendation. They say you didn't say that. You should be opposition.
Okay, thank you. Hello, good morning. Okay. Hello.
Good morning, Marka.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me see how to your studio guest. My name is Lincoln. Lincoln T. Lincoln. I call my workplace.
Okay.
Yeah, where it is true that review of your studio guests, but I also want to respectfully disagree with some of the sessions made. Now, on a very serious note, open confession, I'm a ardent admirer of the ANC political leader, Honorable Benedict Cummings. And this is why I'm making every effort to support the come 2029. But at the same time, I would like to caution folks from the ANC to stop running around and want to shift blame on the nomination made by the president, the quote-unquote or election commission chair. The best thing we need to do is to put our house in order, go in the various counties, gather that support from the citizens, so we can have a miracle strength. That is my appeal and my recommendation to the ANC and any other political party who feel they have the number. Election commission chair has nothing to do with election results. They will announce it, but they can't do anything. We will have the requisite mechanism put in place in our war room. The pool washer, we have people who know the number. Election commission will not do anything. We have our tally sheet. That will convince you with election result. They can't do anything. So
okay, they can't do anything. Yes. Hello. This is the final one. Hello. Okay. Good morning.
Marka, good morning.
Good morning. The last caller, go ahead.
Thank you for the privilege. This is William Covey, and I joined this conversation from District City as a member of the United Party.
People say your political leader appoint your party member as NEC chair. What you got to say?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, until it can be proven from the ANC and other opposition parties to provide any document that Mr. Wheeler is a registered member of the United Party, until then we take that as a joke. Look, the ANC, we know that we'll do all of the criticism. In the second round, they will still come and pledge support to the United Party. That's what they can do, and that's what they did in the CDC regime. So let me ask
They did that before?
Oh, yeah, they did that. You know, the CDC, let me say the ANC who said protesters that we can't suffer under the CDC administration, right? In the second round, they went by, they came to the Liberian people and told the people that, despite we protested that we can't suffering, we're just joking, but you don't put the same member in power for all to continue suffering. They pledged support to the CDC, that's what they did. So let me ask them the question. So if the ANC or the opposition were asked now by the president that you recommend somebody for the NEC position, I didn't care you. What would you have? Let me please suggest a person to recommend somebody to the president.
Put the camera on Ali there and answer. Yeah, so that's the last quarter right there. That's the last quarter. Adi?
Yeah, thank you. Very interesting. So we appreciate the caller who said he's going to support Mr. Cummings in 2029. And he also played down the significance of the person who heads the National Election Commission. It is not just a symbolic position. He represents, he should be somebody that is impartial and acceptable to the public. Election is not just on one day. There are processes that leads to election. And credibility flows from the top. The same standard you expect the election workers, the VRO, the presiding officer, to be held to, it is the same standard that should flow from the National Elections Commission. So you don't expect.
But moreover, the people are 5 on a board.
Oh, listen, who appoints the magistrate in the counties? The election commission. The boss appoints the magistrate. So if you have, it's just like you saying President Baga is intentional about fighting drugs. Then you take one renowned smoker that everybody know to be so good. You say the man is held DA. Then somebody will argue the man only arrest the judge, you will not smoke it. That the kind of argument they won't bring to us the other morning. If this man is a pronounced liar, he lied, and that lie could have plunged this country into chaos. Then you want to reward a man for lying. What standard are you setting for us that are aspiring for leadership?
Well, Ali,
That's one.
We are out of time, so just use a minute to close. I beg you.
Yeah,
just a minute, please.
Thank you. The person who talked about going the counties, look, we are going to the counties. We engage our young people in the counties. We do recallings and send it to different radio stations in the counties so people can play. We also do county tours. We appreciate your support. And I always tell people, same post-war Liberia, only 2 parties have been in charge of Liberia. So all the conditions you see happening in the country, only 2 parties are responsible. If we want things to change in the country, we must change the parties that have been governing the state. And ANC is the alternative. Thank you.
Okay, Aliu Kiari is the National Youth Chairperson of the ANC Youth Congress. He's been our guest this morning. I invited this young man just in a very short period of time, and he made himself available. Thank you so much for coming to make the conversation very important. My name is Marka Davis, the son of the late Baptist deacon. I've been here since 7 o'clock this morning, thanks to Blessing Nimle and Abraham Cannon, our production team here. Have yourself a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.